Hello guys, welcome to day one tutorial of developing a trivia game with online multiplayer feature. So let's look at the demo of what we are going to do today. Alright, so let's go to the test deployment. So here you will have a welcome message and you will have a some text that's showing up as typewritten, and you'll have a chat. Okay, and you will have some styling done with Tailwind CSS. So this typing thing is, to be frank, not required. But I thought it will be a message for people who are waiting for the admin to start the game. And chat is also not required, but I added it because this will help you understand the communication with the sheets. You'll submit the data to sheet in the chat messages, and again it will fetch it back and put it here. Okay, so this is a public chat, right? So I don't think we can save. I don't think there will be a problem if we save the messages in the sheet. Okay, all right. So there are few issues. I mean, few concerns or things you have to remember while using sheet. Is that the data security? That's whoever is using, whoever the members are, they'll have, they will need to have edit access to the sheet. Okay, so that's how they can only submit the data. Okay, so but I don't think that will be a problem because this is going to be a simple internal team building activity, right? So I think this should be fine. All right, let's see how it works. I'll bring this out, the new tab. I'll put, okay. Let's add a message. Hello guys. So it will take some time. It's not as fast as any chat message because app script is little slow compared to React or any other framework. Um, but this is only like good to have feature, right? So I don't think this will be a concern to everyone. Okay, so I submitted it. It takes like few seconds to submit in the sheet and show up in everyone's chat. But what you can see is it's working. And even though these are not so much required features, we are doing them because to learn the communication, understand and learn the communication between AppScript and Google Sheets. All right, so and the messages will be saved here, and we are going to add the teams here. All the list of team members from your team will be added here. So in the upcoming videos, we are going to use the set up a team. The team can contain one or more people, and the admin will have to set up the team, and based on that, the game will run. So each team will get the same set of questions. So for now, let's stick to a simple activity. We just build this page for now. Okay, so we're going to use this color palette, and we are going to use Tailwind CSS for the styling. All right then, so let's get started. I'll create a new sheet, sheets.new. Let me close this one. Oh wait, one moment. We need this one, so I'll close this sheet now. Okay, let's give a name to the sheet, trivia YT tutorial. So let's call this sheet as team, and this will be name, email, and role. Okay, so name Sudeep, email is my email ID. Let's I'll be member for now. We'll do the admin part later. I mean in the next video or something. So I will add another email ID of mine. Okay, let's put it as member. And we need another sheet for chat. Okay, these are messages. All right, our sheets are ready now. Now let's start the programming. Okay, now we created a new app script. Let's set the same name as the sheet. Okay, so in order to get the HTML output, we need to use HTML service of app script. So we can check the documentation. Okay, so it's always it's good to follow the documentation, right? So this you can simply use this one, copy this one, paste it here. Let's create a new HTML file. Let's name it as index. Okay, in index, copy this one, paste it here. Okay, so when I open the web app, it should show this message, welcome world. Now let's go to deploy, new deploy, web app, whatever you can name, whatever you want, but I'll name it as version 1. So execute as someone who is accessing the app, because when people submit their answers, so it's going to be submitted based on their email ID. If you give set it to your email ID, then it will be they will be accessing, they will be submitting answers on your email ID. So that's not what we want. So anyone with Google account, so deploy it. Let me see. Okay, it is recording. Okay, okay, done. I don't want to use the execution deployments. I want to use tested deployments for now. Okay, you see this one, welcome world. So this is what we want. So now let's start modifying the program. So the first one is a welcome message, right? Hi Sudeep. It is, so it should pick the name from here and show that message. So for that we need a filter. So okay, let's do step by step. I don't want to confuse you with all the information at one time. So what I will do is I'll create a function called user. So we need the user details from which sheet? We need from the team sheet, right? So what I'll do is I'll create a constant called sheet. So spreadsheet dot get active sheet, active spreadsheet, and again const sheet underscore team equal to sheet dot get sheet by name, and the name is team. Okay, so we're going to get data from here. So let's call data equal to sheet team dot get data range. So when you do get data range, it will only pick up these values. It won't pick up no any blanks. I mean the blanks after the text. Okay, get data range dot get data display values. Let's log it and see. Okay, so now filter by user, review permissions, sign in, allow. Okay, you see this? We are getting the whole data, but we know we need only my data of my with my email ID, nothing else. Okay, so we can do that by filtering the data with my email ID. So for that, I'll create one more constant. So in session we have this one, get email ID. Session dot get active user dot get email will give you the person who logged in email ID. Okay, so let's do the logging here itself. Okay, now let's run the function again. Again, review permissions. Yes. Okay, continue. Hello. Okay, you see this one? Okay, so now let's filter the data. I'll call it as data filtered equal to data dot filter of let's call the item as x, and if x of, so in the execution log you see the email is always the second value. So array is 0 index, right? So it will start from 0, 1 and 2. So that way the index is x of 1 equal to email. So now I'll remove the email here in the log. Instead of data, I will put data filtered. Now run it. Okay, you see this one? It's now it will give only your email ID. Now let's put this data into a variable so that we can access it in the index.html. So I'll create a, variable called user details. So at the starting of the layout, when we open this page, so we can access it. User details equal to, you just need to put this function. Okay, and we'll return data filtered 0 comma 1. Okay, I'm sorry, this shouldn't be constant, this is uh, editable variable. Okay, I'll do one thing. Let's set a variable called name and another variable called role. Okay, let's log name and role to see if it is fine. if it is reading it properly. Okay, it's not reading it. So it should be, this is 2D array, so it should be another layer of declaration. What do you call this one? 0 of 0, 0 of 1. Okay, now you can see it. It should be 2 actually to get the role. Okay, all right. I'll remove the logs. Okay, now we can use this variable in the index.html like this. Okay, so this is a method to fetch the name, the variables from the code.gs. If I reload it, it will not work. It will show it like this because we need to change the way we create the HTML output. So instead of creating HTML output from file, we have another method called templated HTML. So you have to use create template from file. Okay, dot evaluate. Now let's reload. Okay, now you see this. All right, so uh, this is a nice way to fetch the user details or any details from the sheet before the page is loaded, and you can display it in the front end. Okay, now this is done, right? So let's do some styling. I will integrate Tailwind CSS. Go to documents, go to play CDN, and just copy the script and go to index.html, put it in H head tag. Okay, now we can start styling here. So I will add one div. I'll add a class. I'll set the width to full, put it as flex column, justify center. One moment. Okay, so this is now width full, justifies. One moment. Let's check here. Flex. So what I want to do is I want to uh, you know set this to center or something. Just like you saw it in demo. Let's do one thing. Let's put some padding on all the sides. Okay, so now I want to have it somewhere here. So instead of so I will create one more div. So this CSS, if you are not familiar with, I'm not going into details, but if you keep following, you'll following my videos, you'll one day you'll be a pro in CSS, or you can also follow some documentations. Okay, so I'll put the width to 3/4 of the screen. One moment. So let's see how it is. Okay. Justify content. So justify center, and we have to do items align center. I think one moment. align items, align item center. Okay, this has come to little this side. Um, okay, I think it is fine. I don't think this would be an issue. I think this is fine. So here instead of div, I think okay. So this part let's create as h2 header 2. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's add class text size. Let's put it to 2xl or something. We can also refer the documentation to see the text size, font size. Yes. So text hyphen 2xl should be little bigger. Okay, and we can also change the font weight. So let's put it to font semi bold. Okay, this is fine, right? Okay, I want to import a custom font. Um, let's go to Google Fonts. Generally, I import font inter, but I want to try a different font. Let's try Poppins. Okay, copy this one. So we have a documentation like how to import font using custom values. Okay, so you have to use modules. You have to do it like this. Let's copy this one. Okay, not font weight. Okay, one moment. Customizing screens. Okay, this is what we need to do. Theme, no. Font, yeah, we have to do font. Let's copy the entire thing. We'll delete things which are not needed. Um, I think this should be within script. Okay, let's copy these now. Put them here. So the font name is Poppins. Okay, so now it should load the Poppins font. Let's check. I'm not sure. I think it didn't load the Poppins font, or did it load? Okay, tailwind.config. So this is how we have to do. We did that wrong. It should be tailwind.config. Okay, now let's put font hyphen pop. So whatever name you put here, you'll have to call it in the same way. Now let's see. Okay, great. So we can do the same for the coloring as well. So we chose a color palette, right? So we can do the same with that. So this is the color palette. What I will do is I'll define some names. I'll call it as BG, background color. I'll put it. Let's put it as background color. This one we can say. Let's do one thing. Color BG, color highlight. Let's call this as color border. Let's call this as color text. Okay, you can name anything you want. I feel like this is more comfortable. I'll tell you why. So here when I want to apply color, I can say a BG, color BG. So if I reload, it should change the color of the background. You see that, right? So now let's apply, now let's set the height to full screen so that the whole background will be having the same color. Okay, I think it's better I remove justify center. Okay, before it loads, okay, this is fine. We need to set the color of the text also. Text hyphen color text. Okay, this is good, right? Okay, now I would like to add the text effect, the typewriting effect. So for that we have type.js. Let's use this one. So let's copy this script. Um, let's paste it here. Okay, so the instructions is we need to put a span tag with an ID, and we'll have to put this script. Okay, let's copy this one. I would like to put this in a div so that we can adjust the space. Instead of element, I'll say type typewriting, and let's copy this one. Okay, so this is typewriting, and this is custom css, let's say. Okay, so now let's put this id here. Instead of element, it should be typewriting. Now let's reload. Why it is not working? Okay, let's do one thing. Let's put this here. Okay, great. Okay, so first sentence, second sentence. So it is working. So instead, what I want to do is I would like to create a list of statements, and those will be typewriting. So what I will create an array. Uh, let typewriting array or something. I don't know. Okay, so this is the first one. First, second. Okay, let me simply. So I don't want any formatting, so I will remove the formatting. Okay, fine, it is working, right? Very good. So here we can keep adding the statements here. Let's say welcome, happy to see you here. Second statement, let's put it as we are waiting for the admin to start the game. In the meantime, you can chat with 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 the team members. Okay, so what should be the third one? Okay, did you know um, most team engaging activities are trivia games? I hope you will have a good time being here. Okay, so we did four. I think four are fine. Okay, this is good, right? Okay, okay, great. All right, so there is no gap between these two, like the welcome statement and the next statement. We can add some gap. Let's put gap of 5. Let's put 10 and see. Or maybe, okay, okay, the gap should be here. Okay, this should be here. Flex column again, gap 10, sorry, gap 5 instead of h2, let's put it as div. Anyways, we are setting the font size in the class. Okay, you see the gap, so it's good. So let's see in the strings. I want to do an experiment. Like if I put array of one, it should only run the second one. Let's see what happens. No, it's not working. Okay, fine. So I'm thinking it is better we loop it. Let's see if we have the option to loop. So once the last one is over, again it should come back to the first one. Yeah, we have loop option is there. Let's put loop as true. So the first message is welcome, happy to see you here. So once the four statements are done, it should come back to the first statement. So this is the second one. Okay, this did you most. This should be did you know. Okay, that's great. So this will be a continuous loop. So let's recheck the messages. Welcome. It should be I'm happy to see you here. We are waiting for the admin to start the game. In the meantime, you can chat with the team members. Did you know most team engaging activities are trivia games? I hope you will have a good time. Okay. All right. So this is done, right? This is done. Okay. So the next step is we're going to build a chat. Okay. So for that, let's add two more divs. So the first one, this is for to put the chat here. Like people will be sending the messages, and you will be seeing that the chat here. So for that, let's create a text area. Let's have an ID called chat messages, and this should be only read only so that no one will edit it. Okay, so this is good. So we need to make it like a big one, like I know to fill the screen. Let's put it to width full. H maybe let's put it to half of the screen. Okay, this is too much. Um, so let's do one thing. Width, let's put it to maybe 3/4. Okay. Uh, and rows equal to maybe 10. How do we expand the height? So we need it like this. So for this one, I don't think height will work out. For now, let's see how it works. Okay, it's too big. Height, let's put it to half of the screen. Let's give a maybe fixed with fixed height. Maybe let's do hit 60 and see how it looks like. Okay, we can increase little more. Let's try 80, H80. Okay, I think this is fine, right? This should be fine. Or maybe let's add 96, then this is can stop it here. Now I want to add like a little round edges instead of the sharp edges. So for that we have something called rounded borders. So the first one you can see, if it is rounded it looks like this. If it is round mid MD it looks like this. I think rounded is fine. So let's go with rounded. Okay, so I would like to add a border like we have added a color here, right? Color border. Let's add that border, color border. That's the name we gave. Okay, I think we need to add border first. Okay, okay, this is good. So outline, if I click this one, the outline is coming here. I don't want the outline. So outline, how do I put it to none? Yeah, outline none. Let's do this one. Okay, fine. This is fine. So we need a the one more text input to send the message. So after here I will create one more div. So let's put input. Let's give an id equal to send message. Okay, so now we need a button as well. Okay, send button. All right, so now let's do some styling. So class will be, this will be width full. Okay, and this one will be maybe width of 4 times 4 or 5, the full width, 4 times of the full width. And this one will be 1/1/5. Okay, this will be W hyphen 1/5. And let's see now. Okay, all right. So this one is not full screen, full width, sorry. Okay, it is not looking good. This is 4/5 and this is 1/5. Let's see what is the size of each item. This should be side by side. So what we'll do is flex Okay, so this has come side by side. If I remove this 3/4 with 3/4, let's see how it will look like. I think it is better we set the whole div, uh, the width of whole div properly, so that this will be at the end, and we can, reduce the size of the whole thing. So let's put this to full width only, and let's reduce this to one half of the screen. Okay, this is better now, right? This is better. Okay, I don't see this cursor if I put it here. So let's um, outline none. Okay, but the cursor is too much on left side, so I would like to add some padding of 2. Okay, this is better now. And also I will make it rounded at the border. Okay, fine. So the next one for the button also, let's add some coloring. So BG I would like to set to color highlight, and this one also should be rounded. Okay, this is better, right? And between them, let's add a gap of 5. Okay, this is good. For the send button, we can make it bold, I think, semi bold maybe. Okay, okay, the chat UI is done. Now we have to submit the chat here and fetch it back to this text area. So for that, let's create a function. Okay, let's do it here itself. Chat functions. So when I click button and on click, I'll create a function called send chat. On click of this button, it should trigger send chat. And in send chat, so let's first take the value from this text input. Message equal to document dot get element by ID. So we have created an ID, right? So which is send message. Okay, so let's log it, see how it looks like, whether it's working or not. Message dot value should give us the value from this text input. Let's reload. Okay, you see this one? Whatever I typed, you can see it in the logs. So it is working. So we are able to get the message. So when I get the message, I would like to pass it to the backend, to the sheet. So here also let me create one more function. I'll say submit chat, variable is message. So I'm going to pass this from here, google dot script dot run dot what is the function here, submit chat, right? Submit chat message dot value. Okay, so once this is submitted, the message comes here. So what I want to do, I want to save it to this sheet. So we did not declare the chat sheet, right? So let's do that now. Const sheet underscore chat equal to sheet dot get sheet by name chat. So here we can simply do sheet dot chat append row, and append row is always in array, so you have to put the message here. Okay, let's run and see how it looks like. Hi, send. Okay, you see this? The message is pasted here. Very good. But I don't know who has sent this message. So I would like to log that as well. So here simply doing that, we already have the user details, right? So let's do one thing. So um, I'll create one more thing called message user details dot name, or else we can do this way also. Okay, let's reload and submit and see. Okay, when I submit, it should say Sudeep, hi. It should submit. Okay, it is showing as undefined, which means that it does user doesn't have that value. So let's do one thing. Let's again call this function here. Okay, then user dot name. Okay, let's try again. Okay, okay, this is fine, right? So it is submitting the data, but it is not updating the text area here. So let's do that as well. Before that, we need to erase this one. When I send something, it should erase it. Okay, so once this is done, message dot value should be blank. Let's try again. Okay, so it is blank now, and also it is submitting here. Okay, great. Okay, send message is done, so we need to retrieve the messages back. So function I'll call maybe get chat. So in get chat, we need to put that here in the text area. The ID is chat messages. I'll call it as chat box equal to get document dot get element by ID. And what is the ID? Chat messages. Um, what we'll do is yeah, 1 second. So we need to fetch it from the backend, right? So we need to fetch it from the backend. So this one is save chat. This one is fetch chat. So I'll call this function as fetch chat. So it should come from const. Let's create data. The same method we did for the user. Sheet dot chat get data range dot get display values. Okay, return data. So okay, so here we need to run the backend script. Google.script.run dot with success handler. Let me check if it is the right method. One second. I mean the spelling and everything. Okay, success handler. Okay, the spelling is correct. Success handler dot fetch chat. Okay, so if it is success, then we can call the function here. Okay, and we are returning the chat, the data, right? Chat data. So let's say I'll call it as message data here. And if message data dot length is is greater than 0, so if which means that we have some values here. um, so we are going to loop it until yeah, the length of the data. So we are going to recap everything once again. If you feel like it's not understanding, I'll recap everything from the beginning so that you can follow again. If not, you can reach out to me via comments, or you can reach out to me on my Discord. And if you need any help with your projects, you can let me know. I'm full-time freelancer. This is what I do. So let me know. I can help you. Okay, so whenever this function is called, what I'm thinking is to okay, one moment. So let's continue with the flow. So chat box. So here chat box dot value equal to plus equal to um, slash n, which gives the which puts the thing in next line, message data dot I. And I want the chat to be updated every maybe few seconds, so that it will be reflected every few seconds. Let's put it for three seconds. Every 3 seconds the chat should reflect. Okay, let's put it one moment. I'm not getting the option to select it. Not sure what happened suddenly. It's not loading. Okay. My mistake. So this should be I less than message data dot length. Okay, let me reload again. Okay. So this is fine now. If I press hello, and you can see this went to busy. Okay, it is returning, but it is not returning everything. So let's wait. Every 3 seconds we set it to this thing, right? Everyone is sending messages now. Okay, set timeout whether this function spelling is correct. Let's see. Okay, so they need these brackets are not required. Okay. Okay, so every 3 seconds it's going to be busy and idle. Okay, so let's manually add something here. I'll say, how are you? Oh, I'm sorry. So it should populate it automatically. Like every 3 seconds, it has to update. It's more than 3 seconds. Get chat. So why it is not working? So set timeout, get chat, 3 seconds. That's what I did. Let me check this one. Set timeout. This is correct only. I think it should be time interval. Sorry. Yeah, it should be time interval. I'm sorry. Okay, okay, I got it. Okay, let's try now again. Okay, now it went to busy. Okay, you see this now. Every 3 seconds, it is updating, but we are getting all the messages like repeatedly. We don't need that. So, so the first one is we don't need messages thing. So let's start the array a loop from 1 instead of 0, so that it will start from here. And also I will create one index. I'll call it as chat index. Okay, so whenever it is updated, it has updated the last one, it will set the index to that number, and it will continue from that number. So instead of I here, what I'll say is I'll put it as chat index, and when this is done, chat index should be message data dot length. So this way, we are setting the chat index to the length of message data every time, so that it repeats from this one. So here, for example, we have three items here, and when I set this to um message data dot length, it will be 3, and next time it will continue from 3 instead of from the beginning. So let's see. Message data is not defined. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. So this should be here. Again, there is an issue here. Chat index dot message dot data dot length. Let's do one thing to keep it simple. What I will do is every time chat box dot, so this will be blank. Let's see how it works. But this is not a good idea. So this updates for the first time. Okay, this is the mistake I made. It should be I less than. Okay, let's see now. Okay, so they went to busy to idle. So now it is not updating every time, right? So it has only updated once. And the next one is this should start from one. And also I would like to add one more item here. If I is equal to one, should be only message data, else it should be with new line. So when that happens, okay, so now we don't have this one, right? It starts from the messages properly. I will add a message here. I'm fine. How are you? So this has disappeared, but it will take a few minutes to get the message appear back. So that's the only drawback with app script. But anyways, this is only for internal, right? So I don't think this should be an issue. And also, if you see this one, this is sticking to the corner. So I would like to add padding here also. Okay, this is good. Also, we can add one placeholder. Uh, I'll say this is a public chat. I don't know what you call it. Be nice to everyone. So initially, when I reload it, it will show the placeholder. Okay, you see this placeholder, right? Yeah. Okay, great. What else? As of now, when I click the send button, it is going. But if I want to press the enter, also it should go. So for that, also we can add one more function. So for that, document dot get id. Um, the button id is what should be chat button, I will say. So document dot get element by id. So the id is the input here, send message dot add event listener key down comma function. So we can call it as event if event dot key is equal to enter. So event dot what do you call it, prevent default. Event dot prevent default, and we have to call this function send chat. So event dot prevent default is to not to create a next line. So here if I press enter, it will not create a next line. Okay, let's try again. If I press enter, it's not working. One moment. Let's add one more text here. Event dot key equal to enter, three signs. Okay, let's refresh, add it again. Hello, I'm here. Let's enter. What am I doing wrong? Um, document dot get element by id, send message. Send message is the input dot add event listener key down function. Okay, I think this is the issue. It's not capitalized. Okay, now it is working. So it's not capitalized. Okay, that's the issue. All right, so let's give a one last test. Let's also test it with my other account. Okay, let's open this one in my other account. Okay, so hello, Undurti. Okay, so it should come here. Um, and now it should update here on both sides. Okay, so this is good. The only drawback is, you know, this is slow. Uh, this one is slow. So this is getting very small. Let's adjust the UI a little bit. So here we did half screen, right? So by default, let's put to 3/4, and if it is a big screen, we'll put it to large screen. We'll put it to half, and if it is mid screen, then we'll put it to 3/4. But let's see now how it looks like. Okay, so let's close this one. Okay, a little okay, right? So I think this is fine. Okay, then. So that's all for today. Tomorrow we are going to check how to create the admin panel, and how to load the email, I mean the question and answers. And we are going to build the admin user interface, as well as the uh, the person who plays the trivia user interface. So it will be like a sync from the admin. So when the admin clicks start, so the game is going to start on all the screens, and they will start answering the questions. Okay, so the scoring, etc., etc., we'll do it in the upcoming videos. Okay, so we'll go step by step. All right, so I hope this video is helpful. I hope you learned something. If yes, you can support me by subscribing to the channel. Give a like or add a comment. If you have any questions, you can ask in the comments, or you can reach out to me on Discord. Also, you can, if you have any requirement, like if you need any help from me, I'm a full-time freelancer, so you can hire me for your requirement. Okay, then thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.